Welcome to Unsolved Ghost Stories, for a video that will feature real horror stories from real people. Warning: the stories you are about to see are disturbing and might haunt your dreams for the rest of your days, so proceed at your own discretion. Number 4. Prior to this night, I had never believed in the paranormal. I was with 4 friends, but won't name them for safety reasons. We chatted in an old supposedly haunted trailer late at night. Several people who lived there told me that it was haunted by demons, so I was initiated since I was the new guy to the group. Following their persuasion, I walked into the haunted back room and ran out. My friends found it hilarious, and they went to show me that all of this was fake. To determine if we could find any evidence of the demon, I went behind them and recorded them.
Dude, I just heard it in the closet. Yo, bro. What the fuck? Oh. Oh.
When my friend opened the closet, a loud audible crash in the closet scared me away. In the end, he thought it was hilarious and dragged me back into the house to record it. When my buddy and I got out of the trailer to rewatch our footage, I was scared out of my mind. Closets opening and closing, windows being tapped, and all the while, I captured orbs outside the room. As I waited outside for my friend to return, I heard the trash cans rattling and called my friends immediately. Although we didn't see them move, later we had things thrown at us from an unknown source. My friend had a live bullet fly inches away from his leg, and one was thrown into my leg. It was filmed.
I have it on video. You were making that. Wait, if you're there, then who's throwing it?
Huh? I just came back from smoking with Roy.
Yeah.
They just passed by, I took a hit and they kept walking.
I practically dragged my friend into the car so that we could get out, only to have our car alarm go off when we opened the door. When we got home, my friend showered and said his back hurt, and I noticed he had multiple scratches on his back. Number 3. I am from Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. That night was Tuesday. At the time, I was trying to get to sleep. After lying there for about 3 hours, I decided to get up and take a walk in my neighborhood to clear my head. As I walked down the street at 2 in the morning, I remember there was an abandoned building in our neighborhood. It was time to take a look. There are rumors that this building is haunted, and I've always wanted to see what's inside. It appeared to be a really creepy building with broken windows and a huge red painted metal door stating no entry. As a college student aged 18, I wanted to be adventurous. After climbing through a broken window, I entered the building. So I could show off in front of my friends, I took out my phone and started recording. To let you know, my phone is working perfectly fine and I have no problems with it. It was really dark there. My phone was the only source of light. It took me a couple of seconds to realize I was in a small room. I walked out of the door and into the hallway. I was in an apartment. I did commentary as I recorded to make it seem cool. Leaving the apartment, I walked into the main hall of the building. Here is a picture of it. As seen in this photo, there is a small passageway on the left side of the elevator that leads to a really small room under the stairs. I went to investigate. As I approached the room, I heard a clicking noise coming from the first door. For a moment, I was frozen. Still recording, I walked back into the main hall and heard metal hitting concrete. It was almost loud enough to crack my pants. Although I wanted to get out of there was something inside me that was telling me to go upstairs and find out what was going on. I slowly climbed the stairs. I have no idea what to expect from that view. I reached the first floor. The room was still dark, but it was getting colder. It was the middle of August, so it was hot outside. I'm into paranormal stuff, so when I felt cold, I firmly believed something was going on. It would have been best for me to turn back, but I was curious about that strange sound. On each floor, there were 4 apartments. After checking all 4, I saw nothing. I felt a chill run down my spine when I realized that the entire second floor and the ground floor were covered in sand. There was no concrete and no metal to be seen. Since I was alone and it was cold on the floor, I got chills. I hurried down the stairs, made my way back to my apartment, climbed out the window and ran home. After getting home, I drank tons of water, cooled down and took out my phone. So I played the video again to hear that sound again, but to my horror, the audio was messed up. I didn't hear any commentary at all. Like I said earlier, there's no problem with my phone, it works fine. That night, I didn't sleep at all. When I told my friends about it, they told me it was stupid of me to go inside the building alone. However, I didn't delete the video. The memory will stay with me. Then in December, I came across a video in my gallery and played it. I fast-forwarded to the part where I heard the sound, and surprisingly, it was clearly audible in the video. I don't know how you could hear it clearly, but here's a short clip. I got goosebumps and put my phone away. After that, I vowed not to set foot near that building again. Number 2. This incident occurred a couple of days ago. This wasn't something that happened to me, but rather something that happened to a family friend. For the sake of this video, I'll call him Buddy. He believes that something paranormal has attached itself to him. The problem began when he moved into a new house. Buddy and his family began experiencing paranormal activity right away, such as shadows and voices. Buddy made an odd discovery in the basement of his new house one night. During some moving in the basement, he found something he had never seen before. A stolen cemetery wreath was found. The town cemetery was within walking distance of the house, so this made sense. Buddy was irritated by all the activity he had witnessed in his new home. He snapped the cemetery wreath out of anger, and in his own words, "When I snapped the wreath, every dog in the town started howling at the same time. I was terrified." The activity continued to worsen and they were forced to move. But it seemed the activity followed them to every house they moved to recently. In the apartment they currently live in, they have experienced some of the most terrible things. Buddy and his wife, who I will call Pam, have repeatedly been followed by some kind of entity. As evidence that they weren't crazy, they decided to set up a phone recording for the night and try to capture anything that might seem paranormal. But what he found on the phone was horrifying. After waking up at 3 to review some footage, he found a 5-second video that was taken after the previous recording had ended. Neither Buddy nor Pam have pets or children that live with them. No TV or radio was on and they were both in bed when this happened.
You tell Daddy you were angry. You tell Daddy you were angry.
Something picks up the phone and a woman speaks into it. It is not Pam's voice or any other voice they are familiar with. Almost everyone thinks it says, "Did you tell Daddy to rape me?" Let's have a listen and see what you think.
You tell Daddy you were angry.
A night after this recording, one of Buddy and Pam's daughters overdosed and died. She was 30, pregnant, and a mother of 4 getting ready for her 5th child at the time. But we don't know what this video has to do with it. But if it's just a coincidence, it sure is scary. Number 1. In this image, you can see that it was a typical evening. I went for a walk with my best friend. Around 10 o'clock in the evening, it was as dark as it was going to get. We usually walk around our small village at night. There weren't many people out on the streets at this hour. It was just us walking around and chatting. We then started walking home. As soon as we reached the top of the hill leading to our village's only store, we noticed a strange figure. Essentially, it looked like an abnormally tall woman covered in some sort of sheet with its neck tied with a rope or string. Here's the video we took. We were reminded of the movie The Nun. Since it was completely dark and the street lights weren't exactly bright, it was really hard to see. It was moving very slowly and waddling left and right like it was drunk or injured. It was moving so slowly that we couldn't tell if it was walking our way or not. It was an extremely disturbing sight. As we stood there at that time of night, after half a minute of waiting, we realized it was walking towards us. When we realized there was no visible face or anything we could see, we ran as fast as we could. We walked home hoping we wouldn't see her again, but if we calculated it correctly, we would meet again on one intersecting street. But we didn't. I told my friend about what happened the next day, and she also said she saw it. As she drove with her sister past a bar that is on the street, we thought we would see her again, but she was moving slower than us. I don't know how we missed her, but luckily we did. The figure looked as horrifying from a distance as it did to us that night, and since then, we have never seen her again. That's it for today's video. If you or someone you know has a horror story you would like to share, please email us at the address in the description below at unsolvedghost2022@gmail.com. We will feature your story in a future video. Take care, and we will see you in the next video.